Hello, good afternoon and welcome to Midday Live with me, AC Benewa Otu. Let's look at our top stories coming up in the next 1 hour. Eric Kojodua alleged to have killed the 2 officers near the Liberia camp in Kaswa last Wednesday, arrested. And on the foreign front, nearly 2 million people left off the list of citizens released in India's northeastern state of Assam. These including sports and entertainment. Let's do our very first story now. And the wanted man who is alleged to have shot and killed the 2 officers near the Liberia camp in Kaswa last Wednesday has been nabbed. Eric Kojodua was arrested Saturday morning by the police while heading towards the Volta region. A statement signed by the Director of Police Public Affairs, ACP David Eklu, said the prime suspect was arrested at the Atimpoko Bridge in a black Golf car with registration number GW 597218. A 10,000 bounty was placed on his head after he was declared wanted by the police. The police have been on the heels of Eric Kojodua since Wednesday after arresting 3 persons in connection with a crime at Kaswa. 2 officers at the Motor Traffic and Transport Directorate MTTD of the service, Sergeant Michael Jamasi and Lance Corporal Mohammed Awal, were killed while on operational duties. In a related development, Director General of the Police Public Affairs Directorate, ACP David Eklu, Director, says the Police Management Board will from next week meet to determine how to implement a directive from the Interior Minister for personnel of the MTTD on the armed robbery cases. In a related development, a former Director General of the Police CID COP retired Bright Odro wants the police to be vigilant whilst on duty. They spoke on the key points. In the ACP.
You see, normally if you take the Kaswa incident, I cannot recollect maybe when an MTU officer was shot at in doing his work. And traditionally, MTU officers or traffic officers, police officers all over the world are not armed. But the Kaswa case has given us an indication that we need to review what we are doing and maybe step up the protection for our officers performing traffic duties. So the modalities will be worked out, and like Commissioner said, a backup will be necessary because if MT officers start carrying the AK-47, which is the commonest weapon that we use for our work, it becomes very clumsy. But there are other ways that we look at it in a way that the protection that they will need to do their work will be increased without necessarily giving them heavy arms. So those are the modalities that I believe from next week, Police Management Board will look at it and see how we can implement it.
Logistics definitely are issues also to be concerned with. But I think that we, the police on duty, must also exhibit some vigilance. You sometimes, when you pass around, you are in a vehicle and you pass around checkpoints, you see police officers just by the roadside checking without even bothering to see what is happening around them. I have always believed or thought that at various checkpoints, we need to have a backup security cover for those who are doing the examination and inspection of papers and passengers and so on. So that if there should be any move or if there should be any suspicious move, then those who are in this backup security cover will be able to deal with it. I don't very much subscribe to arming to the teeth duty men on the route. Officers from the MTU. MTU officers are just checking papers people who come around, whether they have documents on their vehicle, whether they are licensed to drive and so on. So, and the offenses associated with these MTU are offenses that are minor. And so you wouldn't expect them to be armed with weapons.
A former head of the anti-galamsey task force, Brigadier General Daniel Mitchell, is calling for re-examination of the conduct of operations of police personnel. Meanwhile, a former commander of the West African Multilateral Armed Forces, ECOMOG, Colonel Festus Abuaji, retired, is of the view there is the need for proactiveness and also check the illegal circulation of firearms in the system.
We need to look beyond the occupational hazards of the police profession and look for some other explanations why the police are becoming targets in the line of duty. So obviously we need to look at societal factors. Society is changing. Criminality, not in terms of statistics, but in terms of perception, is on the rise. There is illegal migration. We don't enforce laws. So lawlessness has become, a part of our culture. Like this Kaswa Budu Buram issue. There is a lot of, weapons in circulation that are not registered. I think as of 2016, about 1.1 million, 34% or so of which are locally manufactured. So those are the issues that we need to look at, and that's where my concern is, that it is not about routine police work. It is about proactively, aggressively looking for the criminals.
For any security personnel, the police in particular and the security forces in general, if anyone is attacked whilst doing the duty, it's an attack on the state. What happens if suddenly citizens begin to have the perception that they cannot be protected by these people? So this is a very serious issue that we should look at. And I look at it from the point of view of the fact that it's been happening for quite some time, like Mr. David Eklu mentioned. It's been happening for quite some years. But if within 30 days you have about 5 people, 5 personnel who have lost their lives, we need to look at the causes. What is it? One of the things that we can clearly see is that it means some citizens do not even fear the security personnel anymore. So they can do things and feel that they can get away. And this is one of the areas we should look at it. And so the posture is one thing. We can come to talk about the tactical aspect later, where we look at how they conduct their operations at checkpoints and things. Because there are very simple mechanisms, and I think that we need to collaborate. The police and other security forces need to share ideas so that at checkpoints, for example, they have adequate protection. Like he said, there could be instances where even police people could be attacked at checkpoints and their weapons taken away. So what do you do to prevent that?
Right.
Concentration of force. It means that you do not have to spread them thinly throughout the roads. These are things we need to look at and see how to work on it.
Now, Director of Legal Affairs and Prosecution at the Accra Regional Police Command, ACP Lydia Dongho, has said the service is not intimidated by the recent killings of their members. At a pull-out ceremony in honor of the outgoing commanding officer of the Ghana Police Training School, ACP Lydia Dongho admitted that though the service is challenged, it is ready to protect personnel and the public.
Police personnel have come under attack in recent times. In August this year alone, 5 police officers have been killed by armed men while on duty. The development has sent a clarion call to the police administration and are intensifying protection for personnel of the service. Security analysts have urged the police service to engage in an eye-for-eye affair with the armed robbers who treat 7 police officers with impunity. Others have linked the impunity by the armed robbers to the proliferation of firearms in the country. Director of Legal Affairs and Prosecution at the Accra Regional Police Command, ACP Lydia Dongho, said the police is not intimidated in any way by the activities of the armed robbers.
The society we have is such that crimes will definitely occur. You can't have a society where there's no crime. But what happens is, if the police service is executing its mandate, is dealing with criminals and is also ensuring that people can go about their normal lives, that is what we are focusing on. It's unfortunate that a few of us will lose our lives, but it only makes us stronger and more resolved to deal with such situations. So we want to assure you that we are still on top of our job, we are still performing our constitutionally mandated service to this country, and we promise that we are not going to be intimidated, we are not going to be let down by one or two unfortunate incidents. We are going to come out stronger and continue to deliver as is expected of us.
She is confident the service would rise above its challenges to protect the public.
We have logistics, we have what it takes to protect us and also to protect civilians. But unfortunately, it might not be in the numbers that we wish. But as we have heard recently, extra bulletproof vests, for example, have been procured. I believe that other needed equipment or logistics are going to be procured. But whatever it is, with what we have, even though it's inadequate and if it's going to be beefed up, we'll endeavor to ensure that we continue to protect life and property.
Acting Commanding Officer of the Ghana Police Training School, ACP NS Accra Mensah, said the service is keen on delivering on its mandate. The pull-out ceremony, which brought together senior officers of the service, was in honor of the outgoing Commanding Officer of the Ghana Police Training School, ACP Deborah Addison Campbell, who served for 39 years. ACP Ernest Accra Mensah has been appointed as the acting commanding officer of the police school.
Meanwhile, the police administration has been urged to improve on the basic first aid training given to its personnel. Health educator at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital, Kofi Mensah Adams, told my colleague Sarah Paku that the death of Lance Corporal Mohammed Awal could have been prevented had there been proper use of first aid techniques.
The video that has gone viral on social media shows moments after the shooting of Lance Corporal Mohammed Awal and his colleague Sergeant Michael Jambisi by suspected armed robbers on the Kaswa-Bojasi Road on Wednesday, August 29. One of the police officers is seen trying to get to the hospital, and one could hear voices of those around, with everyone suggesting what should be done. While others suggested he board the bus parked at the spot, others were helping him get onto a motorbike, clearly showing the indecisiveness on the part of individuals available. He finally gets onto a motorbike, and it is obvious he was weak. A male voice could be heard saying someone should sit behind him, but that was not done. Health educator at the Greater Accra Regional Hospital, Kofi Mensah, outlined appropriate ways the public could have handled the situation to prevent the death of Awal.
With the gunshot wounds, we have two things that we need to know. There's a point of entry where the bullets would enter, and then a point of exit where it would come out from. That is if it happens to come out. So then, if you see that there is no point of exit, then it means that the bullets or the pellets are still in there. Where what you have to do is, the main thing here is putting pressure at the sites of the wound, such that you wouldn't have any air, or also want to stop any form of bleeding coming out, bleeding. Because here's a case when the person keeps bleeding more often, that is what normally leads to they dying off. I'm 100% sure that if the due diligence had been done by the people around, if they really knew how to perform this first aid, especially with a gunshot wound, I'm very certain that this our victim wouldn't have been dead by now. So we just have to try and then learn a whole lot of these first aid issues.
He also recommended the police service beefs up training of its personnel in first aid.
The police have some form of first aid that they go through, though I'm not so certain, but then I'm trying to be sure that they do. If that is the case, then I think they should be able to beef up where they should be able to give themselves first aid, because you have first aid that you could give to yourself as a person. So for instance, if I happen to involve myself in any form of issues, I should be able to give myself some form of first aid before I would have other people getting in. So then it could be looked at from two angles, where one, the service personnel would be able to learn a few techniques about themselves, and then how they could save the others. Likewise, the general public, we should be able to learn some few tips about this, emergencies, because emergencies do occur, and then emergency wouldn't come in and knock at your door that I'll be coming tomorrow.
Unfortunate situation over there. Let's still stay on crime. Police in the Savannah region have arrested 2 persons suspected to be armed robbers who operate on the Sola Wa Highway. The suspects are Yakubu Haruna, 24, and Seidu Haruna, 18. Here's a report by Christopher Amwako.
The Northern Regional Police Public Relations Officer, DSP Mohammed Yusuf Tanko, who confirmed the arrest, said on August 27, Kwabena Ban 42, driver of a Guinness distribution Kia Rhino truck with registration number AS401416, reported that he had been attacked by masked men on the outskirts of Yipala village at around 4:30 p.m. Kobnaba was traveling from Tuna towards Wa with 2 officers' assistants on board. DSP Mohammed Yusuf Tanko indicated that the robbers succeeded in robbing the victim of his cash sum of 15,000 Ghana cedis and a mobile phone valued at 450 Ghana cedis. According to DSP Tanko, police received a telephone call from Yipala that some youth of the community have gone to arrest 2 men loitering close to the robbery scene, suspecting them to be responsible for the robbery. He added a soldier's bag containing a jeans trouser, a black canvas, and a Sonic motorbike with registration number M19 IJW 5632 were retrieved from the suspects.
And 35-year-old Tenny Yisingna was arrested, sentenced to 7 years in prison terms by courts in Bolgatanga in the Upper East region. Her crime was stealing an iPhone, but her days in prison have ended as she walks out of a free prison following an intervention by a good Samaritan. Here's another report by Christopher Amwako.
Contrary to Section 124 of the Criminal Offences Act, which criminalizes stealing, the mother of one, Tenny Yisingna, stole an iPhone belonging to her boyfriend whom she had dated for 5 months in Bolgatanga. Tenny was arraigned before the Bolgatanga Circuit Court, where she pleaded guilty to 2 charges of stealing. She was handed a 1,200 cedis fine on count 1, or in default serve 3 years in prison, and also a 3-year prison sentence on count 2, which were to run concurrently. But Tenny could not raise the money, so had no option than to serve the prison term. However, Tenny, who had a 10-year-old boy, escaped the police escort transporting her to the Tamale Central Prisons at the Bolgatanga Lorry Station. She ended up in Tamale, same destination she was being transferred to. On August 12, 2016, Tenny was rearrested and sentenced to 2 years in prison by the Bolgatanga District Court for unlawful escape. She was sent to the Tamale Central Prisons to start her jail term. She has since served 3 years of her sentence. But luck found her when the Chief Executive Officer of Tiyumba Hope Foundation, Fuseni Fadila, chanced on her during a visit to the Tamale Central Prisons in July 2019. Madam Fadila was touched by her story and offered to pay the fine.
We're invited to come and visit the inmates here and dine with them and then also share some clothing with them. So when we came, I happened to meet this young lady, Tenny, and then she was telling me a bit of her story. And what I was doing was I was educating the women here about their reproductive health and other related issues that are not open to them.
Tenny regrets her action as she reveals she sold the iPhone for only 150 cedis so she could buy food for herself and her son. The first 3 years of her sentence have been a turning point for her as she has learnt a trade while in prison but has no funds to start a business.
I do not have any money to work, so I need some help to work.
Madam Fadila believes any support will be beneficial to Tenny.
Rolling her back to at least getting a profession because she have a child, so that she can be generating something out of it to support the child. The Dongho Foundation is appealing to the general public, benevolent organizations to come in and support us.
The Tamale Central and Female Prisons is the only female prison serving the Savannah, Northeast, Northern, Upper East and Upper West regions. As at the time of filing this report, the prison had 9 female prisoners.
This is Midday Live. To other stories, the Chief Executive Officer of the Regional Advisory Information and Network Systems, Hadi Tijani, has noted that provision of resources alone by the assemblies is not enough to position them to respond to the needs of various groups in the assemblies. He has, however, admonished municipal and district assemblies in the Northeast region to take pragmatic measures to promote and build capacity at various groups within the assembly.
Speaking at a workshop in Wale on promoting social accountability, Hadi Tijani indicated that Regional Advisory Information and Network Systems (RAINS) since 2018 has been working with Star Ghana to expand the frontiers of participation at the local government level. He mentioned what the organization seeks to achieve with its series of engagements is to build the capacities of these groups to participate in the various planning stages of the assembly.
The participation of every member in the jurisdictions of assembly is really guaranteed by law. For that matter, the assemblies are expected to ensure that that happens. But in our experience of working with assemblies, we also recognize that apart from the issue of resources, there are also capacity gaps about how they can ensure that that happens. And therefore, what we have done specifically is to provide support that address some of the capacity needs of the assemblies.
Mr. Tijani, however, lamented over the existence of very weak civil society groups who failed to lead coordinated advocacy in the assemblies. He called on the assemblies to continue to engage, resource and build capacities of vulnerable groups.
The work has also been focused on how to strengthen the capacity of the assembly through ensuring that they are able to put in place mechanisms that strengthen their systems that respond to the needs of the vulnerable groups in their districts.
The gender desk officer at the West Mamprusi Municipal Assembly, Mohammed Aisha, said though the assembly is doing its best on social inclusion, she thinks more needs to be done to close the gender gaps.
What we've heard today, we think we have to improve upon it, because we've heard that most people are not aware. That is why we are not getting women involved in the assembly decision-making processes. Now we stand on our feet and also go out to talk about women getting involved in district elections.
The workshop was attended by women groups, persons with disabilities, and members of the Fulani community in Wale. It was funded by Star Ghana and partnered by the West Mamprusi Municipal Assembly.
We take a break here, but when we return, Western Region Trade Fair organized by Connect FM, a subsidiary of Midday General, will bring you details of that trade fair. Stay with us. Thanks for staying with us. The Western Trade Fair, organized by Connect FM, a subsidiary of Midday General, has entered day 3 with massive discounts on offer. The fair, which is taking place at the Takoradi Mall car park, has drawn over 500 patrons since it began last week. Let's cross over to our correspondent Eric Ajay, who is at the fairgrounds for some more.
So we are still here at the Takoradi shopping mall, where Midday General's Connect FM, based in Takoradi, is organizing the 3rd edition of the Western Trade Fair. This is day 4 of the trade fair, and if you are not here yet, you are missing a lot. I implore you to come to the Takoradi shopping mall. We are still interacting with some of the exhibitors for us to get to know them more. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
What's the name of your shop?
My name is, the name of my shop is Vex Imaginations Cosmetics. Vex Imaginations Cosmetics. And we produce Vex Pepper Skin Oil for hair and skin.
What do you, so where can we locate you?
We are in Accra, Ajungano School Junction. Our product takes care of stretch marks. We have products for stretch marks and for pimples, acne, and then for hair loss. Yeah.
And your contact?
My contact numbers are 0555 260684 and then 0244 89 18 and 40.
Thank you very much. So that is the first vendor, and we also want to speak with this lady here. Good afternoon.
Good afternoon.
What's the name of your shop?
Long Range International Company.
What do you do?
We are into everyday products. We have toothpaste, panty liner, sanitary napkin, and medicines. And we have this wine for that boosts men and women libido. So it is good for sexual performance as well. And we are having this alkaline capsule that turns acidic water into alkaline. So anytime you want to drink water, you have to put it in this cup before you drink it. That is what we have here. And we also have a sanitary napkin for women who are having pains in their abdomen. So if you are having pains in your abdomen, this magnetic energy pad is really good for you.
Where can you be located?
We'll be located at Banchas Knockoff Chinese Hotel.
And your contact?
Our contact is 024 343 9640. Thank you.
Thank you. So that's long reach for you, and I'll move on to the next exhibitor. Good afternoon. How are you doing?
We are doing.
What's the name of your stand?
It's Samaritan Bank.
I suppose you are into banking.
Yes, very.
What are some of the products that you offer?
Okay, we have a Dachi investment account which individuals can save for their future. We have a current account. We have a salaried account where corporate entities can pay their staffs through it. And we do also have our mobile app, which is now working, where our customers in their individual houses at their comfort of their homes can access their account. They can have access to all their bank statements. We do give car loans. In fact, every loan, if you come, we'll give to you. So we can be located in Takoradi at Paipano, School Junction, rather. We are at Takoradi Accra Station, Secondly, Chufufra. So we are also at Chufufra. So all over Western region, we are there. And our head office is at Aguna Kwanta. Yes, but then our number is 050-1266-837. You can contact us on that number.
Thank you very much. That is Antaman Rural Bank. And I also move on to the other vendor. Hello. How are you?
Fine, thank you.
What's the name of your stand?
BNC, Virginia's Northern Collections, and then AJ's Craft. AJ's, yeah.
So what happens here?
We are more into African stuffs. We have the koa tops. That is them, you can see. And as well, we have customization. We customize bottles, key holders, wallets, diaries. And then as well, we have the Northern Shea Butter. Yes, we have this original, no additions. It's really good. You can use to bath, to pomade yourself, to cook, and as well for your hair.
Where can we locate you?
Oh, I do it based on deliveries. Yes, but we have other hair bonnets as well, which is made of tradition stuff. And we have all these dresses. We have male stuffs, both shorts as well.
And your contact?
020-580-1213 and then 055-614-9699. Yeah.
Thank you very much. So if you want to get dressed up, you have to come to the stand. Hey, how are you?
I'm fine, my God.
What's the name of your stand?
There's Baby and Mama juices.
Okay. And what is on display now?
So we have naturally made fruit juices. We do pineapple, we do watermelon, and we do cocktail. The whole idea is to encourage healthy eating habits among the Ghanaian citizens. Yes.
Okay, so where can you be located?
Yes, I'm based in Kumasi and Takoradi. Kumasi KNUST campus, and Takoradi I'm at number 2. Okay. Yes.
Thank you very much. So that's the vendor there, and I'll try and also speak to these people as well. Good afternoon. What's the name of your stand?
Oats Crunches. We have Oats Crunches here.
What is it about?
We're selling oats. That is, we have 3 types. That is the deluxe, we have the sugar-free, and then the mixed fruits. And then with the mixed fruits, it has mango, it has banana and pineapple. And then they are all good. It has a high fiber content, and it's good for cholesterol, low cholesterol. Yes.
Where can you be located?
Actually, we have shops. If you go to the supermarkets in town, you may get some there. Yeah.
Thank you very much. So that is Oat Crunches, and we'll attempt to speak with this woman here. Good afternoon and welcome to TV3.
Good afternoon.
What's the name of your stand?
It's MNG Stationery.
And what happens here?
MNG, we are into stationeries, everything stationery. And one thing about stationeries too, they are of good quality. We are the only company who has brought in an erasable pen so far. We have erasable pens here and everything stationery. We supply corporate institutions, schools and individuals.
Where can you be located?
We are on the TTU campus.
Your contact?
050 055 164 6577.
So we are still here at the Takrade Shopping Mall. As I told you, this is the third edition of Midday General's Connect FM's Western Trade Fair. We are still inviting you to come over, and I'm sure you get a thing or two for the house. Eric Yeweje, Midday, Takrade Shopping Mall.
Thanks for that, Erica J. Let's move on. The ARP Apex Bank has assured the general public that their deposits and investments with the rural and community banks are safe. This follows a malicious audio message circulated on social media platforms purporting that the Bank of Ghana has plans to withdraw the licenses of some operating rural and community banks. Managing Director of the ARP Apex Bank, Kojo Mate, has dismissed it, saying the message has no basis.
On August 16, when the Bank of Ghana announced the revocation of licenses of some savings and loans companies and some finance houses, the governor, Dr. Ernest Addison, stated the central bank has, with effect from that day, completed the cleanup of the banking, specialized deposit taking, and non-banking financial institution sectors, which began in August 2017. The governor of Bank of Ghana also stated the regulator will work with the ARP Apex Bank to reposition the rural and community banking sector to enable them to better support rural economic development. However, there is a malicious audio message circulating on social media platforms, including WhatsApp, purporting that Bank of Ghana has plans to withdraw the licenses of some operating rural and community banks, RCBs. Managing Director of ARP Apex Bank, Kojo Mata, says it has no basis.
So for somebody to start circulating such messages is total mischief. Rural and community banks are key to the financial inclusion agenda. So we want to assure the general public that the central bank, the Bank of Ghana, did not indicate they are coming to revoke the licenses of rural and community banks. And the general public should ignore and disregard the malicious message that has been circulating.
The ARP Apex Bank MD stated the general public should have confidence in the rural and community banks.
Our teaming customers should have confidence in the rural and community banks and do business with the banks they are doing businesses with, the rural and community banks they are doing businesses with. The central bank, the Bank of Ghana, did not say they are withdrawing the licenses of rural and community banks.
The rural and community banking concept was introduced in 1976 with a view to providing financial intermediation and inclusion in rural areas. Rural banks are unique because they are community-based. The number of rural banks has increased from the initial one to over 140. The rural and community banks collectively has over 700 branches spread across the 16 regions of the country.
In entertainment news, Naftali Bam brings us the story of a 23-year-old artist, Emmanuel Boachi, determined not to just draw his way to the top, but also to impact lives with experiences.
His dream was to become a banker, but his passion for drawing took the better part of him. Just after completing senior high school, Emmanuel Boache tried his hands at drawing.
I didn't know I would become an artist. I thought of becoming maybe a banker, but when I completed SHS, I thought to myself that I have this talent to do painting, so let me start doing it. I was not a visual student, I was a business student.
Immense persistence paid off, and sooner than later, he landed deals to sketch people. The young artist has produced many remarkable masterpieces for celebrities. The 23-year-old uses simple tools like pencil, paint and brush for his works and is able to produce an art masterpiece within days. The gifted talent charges between 150 and 600 cedis per drawing.
I use brushes, paints, pencils to do my work, and it takes maximum of 6 days to complete a full work.
The young artist, however, regrets the art form is not appreciated in Ghana.
Ghanaians don't really pay much attention to artists, but I think it's about time we invest in art in Ghana. There are many artists in Ghana here. People in our authorities should organize exhibitions so that artists can get to showcase their talents.
Imen's latest masterpiece is a beautiful portrait of the group CEO of Midday General Beatrice Agyemang Abbey.
It's so beautiful! Wow!
Beatrice Agyemang Abbey received the portrait with excitement, urging the young artist to strive for success. Emmanuel Boache is determined not to just draw his way to the top, but also share his experiences in life to inspire others.
I'm encouraging all upcoming artists to put up a good work. It's really hard coming up, but if you pray to God, your talent will one day pay.
And those sketches, lovely. The story of an Accra-based financial consultancy, Silver Gold Limited, unfolds in a fascinating local drama series on TV3. Silver and Gold is the latest or the newest edition of TV3's array of thrilling content. Make a date as the debut season's premieres Saturday, August 31st at 6:30 p.m.
Not so fast, Eliana. I know your story. You killed your sugar daddy, didn't you?
He captures all the exciting things that happen at the modern office or the modern workplace. The misbehaviors, the office politics, the drama, the affairs. All these are packaged into this particular series.
In addition to the catalogue of exciting content, Midday General presents yet another captivating drama series, Silver and Gold.
Whatever it is you need, I cannot help you, Slay Queen. You're in the wrong office.
Oh, really? It's a personal thing, right?
Anything else I can do for you?
Your boss will hear about this.
And your mother will hear about you preying on big men to fleece them of their hard-earned cash. You lazy bloodsucker. Go find work to do.
From the brains behind Sadia, Trotro and Things We Do for Love, Silver and Gold depicts the recent happenings within the Ghanaian financial sector.
I give you the check to cash because as a company's accountant, they know you as the accountant.
Look, I'm not cashing this check. I have my limit.
Then send someone. Send someone. Just place a call to the banker that you are sending someone.
Look, Eddie Sedo is General Manager for Adesa Production Limited.
If you've been living in Ghana for the past 2-3 years, I'm sure you're very conversant with the fact that the financial industry has been undergoing a shake-up. So one could say that that's a bit of a backdrop to the story, with no particular mention or no particular label or organization in mind. But at the end of the day, we're providing entertainment through happenings in the industry, in the financial sector, and the morals or the stories, that how we can learn from some of these things, because at the end of the day we also want to embrace more positive values for the Ghanaian society.
The fascinating local drama series reflects on all the hustle in today's corporate world, pulled by human characters in all shapes and forms.
I am not interested in your music video.
At this time, everybody are ready, everything signed and sealed. Can you wait for now? Me I spend a whole heap of money on this video shoot now. And you can't do this to me now. You can't do this.
Catch all the drama, action, fun and excitement as the story unfolds. Silver and Gold premieres on Saturday, August 31 at 6:30 p.m.
Look all around at what is happening. How long do you think this company can survive?
I don't know.
Well, don't miss this one. That's all the news for this afternoon. Thanks so much for watching. My name is AC Benewa Otu. But just some information right after this program, we are heading to the Western Region Trade Fair, organized by Connect FM, a subsidiary of TV3. We're bringing you all the actions from that trade fair. Stay tuned.